Hello everybody, I'm Andrew Thompson. I'm standing next to TJ Perkins. We're here at StarCast 2 in Las Vegas. TJ, how you doing today?
I'm doing all right, brother. How about you?
I'm doing fine. Okay, so it's been about a month, right, since you've been back on the independent scene. Okay, so how you feeling about that, being back on the independent scene?
Man, it's weird. I haven't had this type of freedom in like 10 years because I went from did a few seasons for Lucha Libre USA on MTV, and then straight from there hopped to Ring of Honor a couple years, then to TNA for 3 or 4 years, and then obviously WWE the last 3 years, and like the independence is it was never this way before. Guys are so awesome now. There's a lot more big shows to do, and I don't know if I ever want to give this freedom up.
Okay, so a lot of stories about WWE Creative that came out, like some bad, some good, they're varying. What has your experience been like working with WWE Creative?
I always had a wonderful experience with upper administration, working directly with Vince and Hunter. That was always pleasant for me, but the lower administration, like the micromanagement from producers and creative and the writers and things like that was really the ultimate source of a lot of guys' unhappiness, at least for me. It's frustrating, and guys in that position, they play favorites, so then a lot of guys get held back. Not that the brass ring is it's not that it doesn't exist, and it's not that it doesn't exist in a fair way to like Vince and Hunter, but the people that micromanage beneath them, they arrange us in different starting lines. So some guys, it's impossible to get ahead because you're just constantly handcuffed. And one part I love about the freedom I have now is that I don't have somebody telling me that I can't say this and kind of wrestling my match for me through a headset. Sometimes wrestling there just feels like it has no soul.
Right. Did you ever feel that a potential move to NXT would have benefited you better creatively, like what allowed you to express your creative freedom?
Oh, brother, you're preaching to the converted. I pitched that. I wrote stories for me and everybody on the roster. I pitched, for me to be able to, not even just the big stuff. I mean, obviously, you pitch the big stuff, but I wanted to wrestle Jinder. I wanted to wrestle Elias. I wanted to wrestle everybody. Uha or Apollo Crews, as most people know him. And it just kind of came down to that, creatively, they have trouble finding a rhythm, and they just simply have too many guys in the cupboard, man. And so even when good pitches would come up, it's like, well, we don't know where to fit this if we're going to move you to, say, Raw. For most of the year, the plan was to get me on Raw, and we literally just couldn't find a story to tell. And it's frustrating. But, yeah, I tried to go to NXT. I'll wrestle anywhere, man.
So one of the matches that I recently covered was AAW's, I think it was Hell Hath No Fury show. I think that was it when you wrestled Myron Reed. What was it like for you to be back in AAW? Because I hear a lot of great stories from that promotion. So
it's funny because AAW is one of the places that did exist before I was kind of off the indies, way back in the day. And since then, it's become this huge thing, and it's really popular. And I was really looking forward to that date when it came up on my calendar. It was one of the first ones I had, so I was looking forward to that. I had not met Myron before, but I had heard a lot about his work and saw a little bit of his stuff, and he's really good. And being in there, he proved me right about that because he's got composure and a good temperament, makes good decisions. He's a really good performer. And it was a great atmosphere to be in, That's a really diehard fan place to go, so it can be for a performer, only the strong survive, that type of thing. But it was a pleasant surprise to go there and to have a great match with a great young guy and to kind of be welcomed back to freedom.
Okay, so last question to wrap it up right here. I know you like to do various styles of wrestling, and I know you're very well equipped. One of my personal favorites is submission wrestling. What style of wrestling or combination do you prefer over the other, if there is?
Catch wrestling is really where my heart is. It's what I most naturally excelled at. Always has been. I got my start in Lucha Libre, so Mexican wrestling is really kind of in my in my soul, but a lot of that is rooted in technical wrestling. And for me, I see technical wrestling the way that James Harden can handle a basketball and step back You know, like it's that sort of thing. So I feel like that's my strength as far as what I bring stylistically. I love to keep it on the mat because I think that I have a way of dressing it up in a different package than more traditional catch wrestlers like a John Gresham or like a Zack Sabre or Drew Gulak. Like those guys are, you know, fantastic. They're the best in the world. But I think it just sets me apart because you don't see technical wrestlers that talk or dress or act like me. And I think that's what makes what I do, I think, a little bit special.